If you own property or are thinking about investing in real estate, one of the smartest ways to create wealth is through rental income. But here's the truth. Before you can enjoy the cash flow, you have to put in the work. You need to make sure the property is not only safe and functional, but attractive to the right tenants. This process is where fortunes are built or where costly mistakes are made. In this masterclass, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to take a property from the day you get the keys all the way to the moment you hand those keys to your ideal tenant. We're covering everything: rehabbing your property, preparing every room with precision, navigating legal requirements, marketing like a pro, and screening tenants carefully. And lastly, deciding whether to manage it yourself or hire a property manager. By the end of this guide, you'll not only know how to maximize your rental income, but you'll also avoid the expensive pitfalls that crush so many first-time landlords. This is more than just a checklist. It's a complete system for building long-term wealth safely, legally, and efficiently. So grab a notebook, because what you're to learn could easily save you tens of thousands of dollars and years of frustration. Let's get started. Now that the heavy lifting is done and your property is structurally sound, safe, and up to code, it's time to make it desirable. This is where you shift gears from contractor mindset to hospitality mindset. You're not just renting a building, you're offering a home. And a well-prepared home attracts better tenants, keeps them longer, and reduces your headaches for years to come. Start with a deep clean, top to bottom, corner to corner. I'm talking baseboards, ceiling fans, vents, build behind appliances, inside cabinets, light fixtures, windows, even the tracks of sliding doors. A professional deep clean does more than make things sparkle. It resets the property. It signals to every prospective tenant that this space is cared for, respected, and move-in ready. When tenants walk into a fresh-smelling, gleaming home, they subconsciously commit to maintaining that standard. Next, eliminate small but glaring eyesores. Think cracked switch plates, outdated faucets, chipped cabinet doors, yellow blinds, worn doorknobs. These expensive fixes have an outsized impact on first impressions. A $20 modern faucet can make a bathroom feel updated. A $15 set of brushed nickel handles can modernize a whole kitchen. Even swapping out mismatched light bulbs for a consistent warm white glow creates emotional warmth that people associate with home. Flooring is another major factor. Carpet is soft and warm, but it stains, holds odors, and needs frequent cleaning or replacement. Luxury vinyl plank (LVP) is increasingly popular among landlords because it's durable, waterproof, and visually appealing. It's more expensive up front than carpet, but it can last through multiple tenancies with only basic cleaning. If you keep carpet, invest in professional cleaning between tenants. It's a small cost to remove allergens, refresh fibers, and eliminate odors that could otherwise sabotage a showing. While you're improving aesthetics, never forget function. Check every window. Does it open easily? Does it lock? Does it have a screen? Confirm that every outlet is live and properly grounded. Run every faucet and flush every toilet to verify consistent water pressure. Test the HVAC system in both heating and cooling modes. Walk the property at night and identify dark areas where exterior lighting could easily improve safely. This isn't just about satisfying code, it's about offering a peace of mind for your tenants. Now consider curb appeal. People make a judgment about a property in the first 90 seconds of seeing it. Trim overgrown bushes, power wash siding, porches, and sidewalks. Refresh mulch, beds, and plant seasonal flowers or hardy evergreens. Even something as simple as a new welcome mat or freshly painted front door can shift perception from rental unit to dream home. These touches don't just attract tenants, they attract the right tenants. People who appreciate pride of ownership, even if a property they don't own. Accessibility and inclusivity are often overlooked, but they can widen your tenant pool dramatically. Lever-style door handles instead of knobs, well-lit entryways, clearly marked unit numbers, and smoke detectors with both round and strobe features are small, cost-effective upgrades that can accommodate tenants with mobility, vision, or hearing challenges. In many markets, being thoughtful about accessibility isn't just the right thing to do, it's a competitive advantage. Finally, be sure to install and test safety essentials. Smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors must be in working order, with fresh batteries or hardwired connections. Fire extinguishers should be visible and current. Handrails should be sturdy. Decks, balconies, and stairs must be secure. Tenants trust landlords who clearly care about safety, and in just some jurisdictions, failing to provide these basics can expose you to lawsuits, fines, or even criminal liability. In short, preparing a property for rent is part science, part art. The science is meeting code, ensuring safety, and making sure every system functions. The art is creating a space that feels like a home, warm and welcoming. From the moment someone steps through the door, combine both, and you won't just fill a vacancy, you'll build a stable, profitable rental business that lasts. Once the property is ready, the next question is, how much should you charge? Price it too high, and the home sits vacant, bleeding cash every day. Price it too low, and you leave money on the table and risk attracting less qualified tenants. Getting this right is about balance of market science, strategic positioning, and human psychology. First, you need to study your local market in extreme detail. Start with comparable rentals, same bedroom and bathroom count, similar square footage, similar amenities in the same or adjacent neighborhoods. Look at their asking rents, but don't stop there. Check how long these listings have been active. A property that's been sitting for weeks may indicate that the price is too high. A property that rented in 48 hours might suggest that it was underpriced, or simply that demand in that area is strong. Pull data from multiple sources, online rental platforms, property management firms, local MLS data, and even conversations with other landlords or real estate agents. Cross-referencing helps you avoid relying on one platform's quirks or outdated listings. Market data ages quickly, sometimes even in a few weeks. Demand can be shifted, especially in areas with seasonal rental trends like college towns or tourist-heavy regions. Layer in the concept of value-based pricing. Beyond square footage, tenants pay premiums for safety, convenience, and lifestyle. Proximity to major employers, public transit, entertainment districts, or top-rated schools can justify higher rents. Similarly, included utilities, end-unit laundry, smart home features, or pet-friendly policies can differentiate your property and justify your higher asking price. Next, be sure to account for supply and demand cycles, because many rental markets tighten during spring and early summer as families aim to move between school years. While winter often softens demand, some landlords strategically time lease expirations to align with high demand months, maximizing renewal or re-rent opportunities at premium rates. A flexible pricing strategy tied to these cycles can add thousands of dollars in annual revenue. You should also incorporate a risk-adjusted approach. A vacancy costs money every day. Mortgages, taxes, insurance, utilities, and sometimes HOA fees continue whether someone lives there or not. Sometimes accepting $50 less per month to secure a high-quality tenant immediately is smarter than holding out for the top dollar. Over a year, that decision could mean thousands of dollars in saved vacancy loss. Then there's the psychological pricing. Just like in retail, strategic numbers influence perception. A rental unit at $449.5 often gives inquiries that one at $1,500. It feels less expensive, even though the difference is negligible. Some landlords also use tiered pricing, offering an initial lease at a slightly reduced rate to attract tenants quickly, then increasing the full market value upon renewal. Run your math carefully. Your rent must cover mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, reserves, and ideally produces positive cash flow. But sustainable investing isn't just about squeezing every last dollar. It's about stable, predictable income that in the property will appreciate over time. A fairly priced home keeps tenants longer, reduces turnover costs, and attracts applicants who respect value. Finally, revisit your pricing regularly. Market shifts, high interest rates, new housing developments, population changes, and job growth can all influence demand. Treat your rental portfolio like a living, breathing business. Monitor it, adjust it, and make decisions with data, not just your instinct. When you combine hard data, strategic timing, property differentiation, and psychological insight, you position your rental to move quickly and profitably without sacrificing tenant quality or long-term stability. This is the foundation of professional level landlording. Finding a tenant is easy. Finding the right tenant, though, the one who respects the property, pays on time, and renews without trouble is where its true skill lies. Your application and screening process is your first and best line of defense against costly mistakes. Start by creating a consistent written tenant screening policy. This isn't just about good practice, it's a legal safeguard. Federal, state, and local fair housing laws require that you treat applicants equally and avoid discrimination based on protected classes such as race, religion, gender, disability, family status, and more. A written policy ensures every applicant is evaluated by the same criteria, protecting you from legal risk and giving applicants confidence that you operate professionally. Your criteria should cover several key areas: income, employment stability, credit history, rental history, criminal background, and references. A common benchmark is a gross monthly income of at least 3 times the monthly rent, but some markets require flexibility. Combine this with verification of stable employment or proof of consistent income from reliable sources. Don't just take pay stubs at face value. Contact employers to confirm current status, position, and likelihood of continued employment. Credit reports reveal more than scores. They show patterns. A high credit score signals financial discipline, but even mid-range scores may be acceptable if debts are manageable and payment history is solid. Look for red flags, frequent late payments, recent collections, or major unresolved debts. Some landlords weigh medical debt differently, recognizing it often reflects circumstances beyond an applicant's control. Rental history is equally critical. Always respect at least 2 prior landlord references. Contact them directly and ask specific questions. Did the tenant pay on time? Did they care for the property? Did they follow lease terms? Would they rent to this person again? Beware of applicants who refuse to provide prior landlords whose references seem suspiciously vague or overly glowing without detail. Background checks should include criminal history, but be careful. Laws increasingly limit how certain offenses can influence rental decisions, so focus on offenses that directly relate to property safety, violence, or fraud, and always apply the same standards to every applicant. If unsure, consult a local attorney or property management professional to stay compliant. Once you've verified financial stability, rental reliability, and legal compliance, evaluate the complete picture. An applicant with strong income but weak references may be riskier than the one with moderate income but excellent rental history and character references. The best tenants combine responsibility, stability, and respect for agreements. Now consider application logistics. Use secure online platforms whenever possible. Digital applications streamline data collection, speed up background checks, and reduce paperwork errors. They also create a timestamp record which can be valuable in disputes. Set application fees that cover your actual screening costs, not more. In many jurisdictions, overcharging or retaining fees when failing to process an application create legal exposure. Transparency builds trust. So tell your applicants exactly what you're checking, how long it will take, and how you'll notify them of your decision. Finally, communicate professionally and promptly. The rental market moves fast. Delayed responses may lose strong applicants to competing properties. A well-organized, respectful screening process signals that you're a landlord who values fairness and professionalism, which attracts tenants who value the same qualities. Tenant selection is more than a box-checking exercise. It's a risk management, brand building, and long-term strategy rolled into one. The time and care you invest here can save you months of headaches, thousands in repairs, and countless legal worries down the line. Begin by ensuring that your lease agreement meets all of the state and local laws. Rental laws vary widely, so depending on your jurisdiction, be sure to check. And failing to comply can lead to costly disputes, fines, or even the invalidation of the lease. Research security deposit limits, notice periods, maintenance obligations, and any rent control statutes that apply. Consult with a local real estate attorney to review your lease to ensure it's enforceable and fair. Your lease should be detailed, include not only the rent amount and the due date, but also policies on late fees, pet allowances, smoking, parking, and maintenance responsibilities. Be sure to define how utilities are handled. Does the tenant pay for the water, gas, electric, or are some included in the rent? Clearly state what constitutes normal wear and tear versus damage. This clarity prevents disputes when the lease ends and the security deposit is returned. Be sure to consider adding clauses through that address modern rental challenges. For instance, if you provide Wi-Fi, outline acceptable usage. If you're in a flood or storm-prone area, specify evacuations procedures and responsibilities. With the rise of remote work, some tenants may request subleasing or hosting long-term guests. Your lease should clearly state whether this is allowed or not. Use plain, understandable language. Legal jargon can confuse tenants and lead to misunderstandings. A professional yet straightforward tone ensures that tenants know exactly what they're agreeing to. This reduces the risk of future conflicts and helps maintain a professional relationship built on transparency. Once your lease is in place, you face an equally important decision. Should you manage the property yourself or hire a professional manager? Both options have advantages, challenges, and implications for your time, profitability, and stress levels. Self-managing a property gives you control. You decide who gets approved, how repairs are handled, and when rent increases occur. This hands-on approach can also save money because you're not paying management fees, typically ranging from 8 to 12% of the monthly rent. For many new landlords with 1 or 2 properties, self-management can be an excellent way to learn the business from inside out. However, self-management requires significant time and knowledge. You must handle late-night maintenance calls, schedule inspections, track income and expenses, and stay current with evaluating landlord-tenant laws. A missed deadline or poorly handled repair could lead to fines or strained tenant relationships. You must also manage emotional distance, treating the property as a business and not letting personal feelings interfere with professional decisions. We've covered now every major stage of taking a property from purchase to profitable rental, but this final step ties everything together, turning information into action and setting a foundation for scaling your portfolio over time. First, pause and evaluate your property objectively. Ask, is this home position competitive in the rental market today? Review your rehab choices, market approach, lease structure, and management plan. Successful landlords treat every property as a dynamic asset, adjusting strategy as market tenants, demographics, and even city regulations evolve. This proactive mindset keeps cash flow while minimizing surprises. Your next steps today. Pick one property, one system, or one strategy from what we've learned here and put it into action. The sooner you start refining your process, the sooner you'll see results, not just in your bank account, but in the confidence and clarity with which you operate. This is how small landlords become professional investors and how individual rentals become generational wealth. Thank you for watching. If this guide helped you, consider subscribing for more deep dive, no fluff real estate strategies designed to save you time, protect your investment, and grow your wealth. The rental market is always changing, but with the right knowledge, preparation, and execution, you can stay ahead of the curve and thrive no matter where you start.